residents of Tampines GRC, Tampines Cangkat SMC, friends and fellow Singaporeans, a very good evening to everybody. I'm happy and energized to be here this evening, final night of the campaign in Tampines. Let me start in the national language. Saudara-saudari sekalian, apa khabar? Tahun ini kita sambut SG60, masa yang sesuai untuk kita merenung kemajuan besar yang telah kita capai sejak 1965. Bersama-sama, kita telah mengubah Singapura, kembangkan ekonomi kita, bina kediaman yang dibanggakan rakyat Singapura, sediakan sekolah yang baik dan pendidikan berkualiti tinggi untuk anak-anak kita. Kita juga menikmati penjagaan kesihatan yang sangat baik dan berpatutan. Sistem pengangkutan awam bertaraf dunia dan kita telah meningkatkan taraf hidup kita dengan pesat. Inilah kemajuan yang dinikmati oleh semua rakyat Singapura, termasuk masyarakat Melayu. Syabas. Masyarakat Melayu Singapura telah mencapai kemajuan besar yang boleh kita sama-sama banggakan. Pencapaian pendidikan dan pekerjaan bertambah baik. Sememangnya masyarakat Melayu telah manfaatkan sepenuhnya peluang untuk penuhi potensi anda dan mencapai aspirasi anda. Kemajuan anda sangat ketara berbanding negara maju dan juga berbanding masyarakat Melayu di tempat lain. Dengan kita saling bekerjasama, pemerintah juga telah meluaskan ruang yang dimiliki oleh masyarakat Islam untuk laksanakan ibadah anda. Kita akan membina College Islam Singapura. Satu mercu tanda besar dan sangat penting bagi masyarakat Islam. Ini satu projek Encik Masagos, ya. Program pembinaan masjid juga berjalan terus. Satu masjid baru akan dibina di sini, di Tampines North, dan satu lagi akan di tengah, di seberang barat Singapura, sebelah barat Singapura. Saya gembira melihat bagaimana masyarakat Melayu Islam kita berkumpul untuk bantu mereka yang memerlukan. Sama ada mengenai isu domestik seperti memperkasa keluarga bergaji rendah dan membantu kanak-kanak dalam pelajaran. Atau mengenai isu luar seperti bagaimana orang Melayu bersatu dengan rakyat Singapura yang lain menyiapkan bantuan kemanusiaan di Palestin. Semua ini kita dapat capai kerana orang Melayu menyokong dasar-dasar berbilang kaum pemerintah sejak awal lagi. Marilah kita tingkatkan kemajuan yang kita capai bersama setakat ini. Pemerintah akan terus bekerja rapat dengan semua kumpulan kaum dan agama, terutama kaum minoriti. Inilah cara kita meluaskan ruang bersama dalam masyarakat majmuk kita dan kebaikan semua. Ini akan diteruskan dengan pasukan 4G kerana ini adalah prinsip atas dalam pendekatan politik Parti Tindakan Rakyat, PAP. Itulah sebabnya pemerintah melaburkan banyak usaha bekerja rapat dengan Menteri Masagos dan anggota-anggota Parlimen PAP Melayu. Misalnya melalui Mendaki untuk terus perkukuh pendidikan dan pembelajaran sepanjang hayat, lifelong learning. Melalui M Kuasa 3 untuk menggerakkan kumpulan Melayu Islam supaya sama-sama memperkasa masyarakat. Semua usaha yang berat ini berjaya membantu menghuraikan isu-isu sosial yang masih dihadapi orang Melayu. Sebahagian besar keluarga Melayu Islam berada dalam keadaan baik. Namun, mereka masih ada kebimbangan. Kebimbangan tentang kos sara hidup, perumahan, sama dengan keluarga Singapura lain. Keluarga yang lebih muda pula bimbang tentang isu-isu membesarkan anak-anak mereka. Keluarga yang lebih tua pula bimbang tentang isu persaraan. Pemerintah akan berganding bahu dengan anda untuk sama-sama tangani isu-isu ini. Kami akan berusaha untuk tangani kebimbangan dan aspirasi anda, serta ambil kira perspektif dan keutamaan anda dalam dasar negara kita. Saudara-saudari sekalian, semua pencapaian yang kita nikmati selama ini ialah berkat hasil kemakmuran Singapura. Sebagai sebuah negara, kita ada sumber-sumber dan pemerintah bekerja rapat dengan rakyat. Dalam krisis yang sedang kita hadapi ini, penting sekali untuk kita bekerjasama untuk tangani kesannya terhadap masyarakat Singapura dan pastikan Singapura boleh terus maju. Kami akan terus bekerja keras untuk perbaiki mutu hidup rakyat dan pastikan semua kaum dapat mencapai aspirasi anda. Tetapi semua ini bergantung kepada sokongan anda di Tampines dan juga di kawasan undi yang lain seperti Punggol, Ang Mo Kio dan tempat-tempat lain. Kami perlukan sokongan padu anda supaya kami mendapat mandat yang kuat untuk laksanakan apa yang baik dan diperlukan Singapura serta rakyat Singapura. Undilah Mas Agus dan pasukannya di GRC Tampines ini. Undilah Desmond Chu di Tampines Cangkat SMC. Dan di kawasan undi lain, undilah pasukan PAP untuk pastikan lebih banyak kemajuan buat semua rakyat Singapura. Lusa adalah hari mengundi. Undilah Parti Tindakan Rakyat, PAP. Terima kasih. Kewe Tan Pini de居民，晚上好。过2天我们就要投票了，选举是为了选择，选择能够不断提升国人生活素质的政策，和选择能够照顾好人民的团队。世界正在经历巨大的变换，经济前景充满不确定性。我知道大家因此都非常关心民生课题。在这方面，人民行动党政府正推行全方面的政策，帮助国人改善生活，渡过难关。为了帮助国人减轻一些生活上的负担，这2、3年来，政府不断推出各项补助措施。除了有社理会邻里购物券 CDC vouchers 之外，今年继续有各种各样的援助，包括现金补贴、保健储蓄补贴、水电费和主物杂费回扣、个人所得税回扣、气候优惠券，还有帮助年轻家庭的一系列举措，育儿 S 级生活助手补助券等等，样样都有，每一件补助都恰恰到位，每个月都有某一项补助。 应该做的，我们已经尽量做了。政府也有多项举措，帮助在职场上的国人继续提升自己，保持竞争力，以便找到更好的工作。比如，技能创前程进阶计划和培训津贴、求职人士资源计划等等的措施。在协助企业和中小企业方面，除了通过津贴、回扣来帮助提升技能的劳动队伍减轻成本，政府也通过严金勇副总理所领导的新加坡经济韧性小组，探讨应对美国关税冲击的措施和长远策略。如果情况恶化，我国经济陷入衰退，政府将继续确保人民获得足够的援助。我们有能力、有决心、有资源、有意愿，我们知道怎么样做，我们绝对会做。当然，我们也了解国人在其他方面也面对不少压力，包括夹心层育有年幼子女的年轻父母，同时也要照顾好日益年迈的父母，一家大小都要照顾好，不容易。年长者，我们现在为数不少了，你们非常关注退休生活的保障，你们也希望保持身体健康，保持活跃，不希望孤独地度过晚年。在医疗保健方面，有了新的医药、先进的治疗方法，但是这些新疗法经常都会昂贵。因此，近年来我们也在多方面加强了对新加坡人的支持。在住房方面，政府在过去的2、3年来加快步伐兴建主屋，让年轻夫妇能够更快地拥有自己的家。我们为家长提供更多托儿服务，也调低了学前教育的学费顶线，很多家庭的学费都下降了。从今年4月1日起，我们提升了终身健保计划给国人所带来的医疗费保障。从明年起，大幅度增加年长者长期护理服务的津贴。所以这些都是人民行动党的政策，以实际行动来照顾好国人。不需要人家告诉我们怎么做的，我们自己会做的。为了实行这些政策，我们必须有足够的资源。尤其我们的人口迅速老化，年长人士的医疗保健开支会持续上涨，所以政府不得不调高消费税，以确保我们能够持续援助国人在你左右。反对党说你不需要这么做，因为政府钱很多。他们敢这么说，是因为他们认为讨好选民为先，其他后果他们不用负责。他可以开支票嘛？你政府必须支付。你政府，我告诉你怎么做，你问我，我问政府，政府负责，多么简单。我也会做反对党。所以他们争先恐后地建立各式各样五花八门的津贴和补贴，听起来很精彩，但是怎么对我们的子孙交代？我们把你们的储蓄已经花光了，非常对不起。忠言逆耳，天下没有免费的午餐。每一代国人的持续需求，应该由那一代的国人担当。我们的储备是先辈们，是世世代代新加坡人的血汗钱，共同努力筹集起来的，是在大风大浪的情况下才可以应用的法宝。 国人能够熬过官兵疫情的那几年，就是因为我们有足够的储备来遮风挡雨。我们有义务照顾好下一代，让他们能够像我们一样，享有充足的储备和遮佑。新加坡必须代代相传，一代比一代成功，一代比一代好。政府是经过慎重的考虑才决定调整消费税的。我们当然很清楚它对国人所带来的影响，因此我们也推出了消费税补助券，照顾好中等和低收入家庭，替他们应付消费税的上涨。我希望选民能够理解，因为选民给了我们委托，政府必须尽力照顾好人民，也有责任保护人民的长期利益。大选的第二个目的，是为了选择最有能力、有诚信的领导团队来治理国家。要克服眼前的挑战，我们必须拥有一支强劲、有能力的领导班子，才能对症下药，落实政策，与人民携手渡过难关。我很庆幸，官兵疫情降临不久之后，新加坡人在2020年的大选中，重新给了行动党明确的委托，这让我有一个能干的团队，我们才有效地克服了那场危机。反对党说，必须有更多的反对党议员才能有效地监督政府、制衡政府。如今国会里已经有12位反对党议员，也有反对党领袖，在多数行动党集选区里领队的是一位资深的部长。如果行动党再失去几个集选区，这肯定会削弱政府的办事能力，政府为你办事的能力。在这动荡不安的紧要关头，我们尤其靠继续引进投资，继续创造工作机会、就业机会。但是在这个紧要的关头，投资尤其不容易得来。所以，如果我们出现了政治变换了，投资者肯定会问自己：新加坡是否能保持以往非凡的政治稳定、办事能力呢？如果我在新加坡投资，我的项目会不会获得人民和政府的全力支持？我会不会有一个能干的政府帮我实现、替我保障？如果他们对这些问题有怀疑、迟疑不决，或者改变他们的主意，把投资移到别的地方，甚至把已经在新加坡的投资迁移到其他国家，那新加坡人民、工人就遭殃了。所以这样一定会影响我们的经济表现，影响我们的就业机会，打破许多人的饭碗。因此，这不只是关乎行动党人数过半与否，就或者行动党会不会继续执政的问题。这个关乎新加坡的前途、大家的幸福、每一个家庭的工作机会的未来的前景的问题，是至关重要的课题。我希望选民能够深入了解这一点。今晚我们在淡滨尼集选区领导团队的是马尚高部长 Masagos， 他曾经担任环境部长，处理我们的水源和气候变化政策都是非常关键的政策。现在他是社会及家庭发展部部长， 主导我国的各项社会发展，推出各种援助计划，协助低收入家庭等等。他为内阁和政党带来了宝贵的阅历、经验和实力。有了你的支持，马善高和但斌的团队将落实未来5年的社区发展蓝图。这份蓝图是与居民多次讨论后而拟定的。希望你们能支持人民行动党，完成大家的梦想。所以我恳请选民们在投票当日，请慎重考虑，把选票投给最有实力的团队候选人，这样新加坡才有望克服眼前的挑战，才有望长期继续进步前进，克服长期的挑战、长期的机遇，大家的幸福和前途才会更有保障。请继续支持我们，给人民行动党明确的委托，让行动党继续照顾好但比尼，继续让新加坡繁荣。请投人民行动党1票，谢谢。Good evening, everybody. I was at Tampines Market on Tuesday morning. I wanted to lend support to Masagos and his PAP team contesting here in Tampines. Dr. Charlene Chen, David Neo, Koh Poh Kun, Bae Am King, and also Desmond Chu. I was very touched by the warm welcome, and for which I would like to thank all the Tampines residents. Thank you very much. Some of you were probably there too. The team has a good mix of experience and fresh talent, and I ask you, please vote for them. I have fought many elections since my first one, 1984, 40 years ago. 9 completed, 1 underway, number 10 now. Every election was important and fundamentally about 2 things, about the future of Singapore and about choosing the right team to lead Singapore. Honest, capable, committed, successful. It was like that in 1984 when I still had black hair. It is like that today. It has not changed. In every election since independence, voters have returned the PAP with a clear mandate. So far, it has enabled the PAP government to deliver to you jobs, progress, security. And the results speak for themselves. I just list a few. Ask yourselves, how did we raise per capita GDP? From 1965, $500 Today, $80,000 per person. Why do our kids have such abundant education opportunities and the best maths and science PISA scores in the world? How did we provide good quality public housing for so many Singaporeans? Look around you, all these homes. Who built them? How did we build a healthcare system that is both world-class and affordable? Probably unique in the world. Why is the CPF rated as one of the most effective social security systems in the world? And why is our red passport one of the most powerful passports in the world. It is because Singapore has performed exceptionally for you. And it has performed exceptionally not just in these item areas, but also when we encounter crisis. For example, COVID. It's 3 years ago, or 2-3 years ago, people have almost forgotten. They think it's a bad dream sometimes. But it was a frightening experience, a crisis of a generation. And we mounted an exceptional national response. Thank you, Singaporeans. Our hospitals were not overwhelmed. You were sick, you could get treated. Nobody was short of oxygen. Nobody couldn't find a bed. Nobody was scrambling with tubes trying to go and find somebody to borrow oxygen. Desperately ill old folk at home. Happened in many places, quite near to us. Not in Singapore, not in PAP Singapore. Therefore, we had casualties. That happens, cannot be helped. We are sad. But we had one of the lowest death rates in the world. Our economy bounced back quickly because we had 5 budgets in the 2020. And we made sure that the economy kept well. It went into chill, wait, crisis passed, out again. Out of the gates, running at full speed. And our society emerged stronger and more resilient. How did we do it? 2 things. One, we had a capable and committed leadership, a leadership team to steer us through. We had a multi-ministry task force chaired by Lawrence Wong and Gan Kim Yong. Gan Kim Yong suggested Lawrence Wong's name to co-chair the task force with him. Lawrence Wong did a very good job together with Gan Kim Yong. That's why today Lawrence Wong is PM and Gan Kim Yong is DPM. And they made sure that everything worked. Hospitals didn't get overwhelmed, secured vaccines early, got everybody vaccinated quickly, efficiently, without panic and without scramble. But it wasn't just them. There's a finance minister. First Swee Kiat, later on Mr. Wong, marshaled resources, brought them to bear. There was a manpower minister who saved jobs and kept migrant workers in the dorm safe. A good trade minister, making sure we would get our food, our chickens, our eggs, our fruits, our meat, our fuel, and our supply lines were kept open. A good defense minister, able to have a SAF ready to be deployed and to help tackle the crisis. And David Neo, then wearing uniform, was one of the people in the middle of it. Good MPs on the ground, explaining government policies to constituents, taking care of them, resolving the issues, seeing them through the crisis. People like Desmond Chu, Baey Am Keng. We were there for you. That's the first thing. Secondly, Singaporeans placed their trust in the PAP government. And we lived up to that trust. I remember during the circuit breaker, when there were thousands of cases in the dorms and things looked very worrying and possibly bleak, people were scrambling and a little bit disheartened that they may not be catching up. I gathered the cabinet ministers. I told them, we are in a crisis. Your job is to do the right thing by Singaporeans, tackle the problems, minimize the dangers, keep Singaporeans safe. Do the right thing. I said, we do not know how this will turn out. It may turn out well, it may turn out badly, despite our best efforts. Singaporeans may be grateful to this for us if we do it well. They may be very angry with us, even if we tried our best and it didn't turn out well. Put that out of your minds. It's not your business now. No time to think about that. Concentrate your duty, your mission. Keep Singaporeans safe. Live up to the trust which they have put in you. Get this job done. And they did. And we settled the dorms. We came out. I called elections as soon as possible because I wanted a clear mandate, knowing that there were many twists and turns to come, many more hard decisions to make. And thankfully, we got a clear mandate in that election, and we were able to get through COVID and come out intact, in fact, with our cohesion, with our trust strengthened. That's because you've got an extraordinary country and an extraordinary people and an extraordinary government. You just substitute 2, 3 key members and throw out. You can still do that. It depends on a team. And we had the team at the right moment, and fortunately the team delivered for Singapore. It is an exceptional performance as a result of an exceptional brand of politics. Quality of leadership and government. Honest, committed, capable. Telling you the truth, being level with you. Delivering for you, encouraging you to do things more than you thought you could do. It's an exceptional rapport between the people and the government, whom you elected. I trust you, you trust me, we can work together, we can do great things. It's an exceptional spirit of national unity. We are not just individuals or groups divided by politics, but one people moving forward together. So we had groups organized to sew masks out of scrap material, improvise, not enough masks, improvise, do something helpful for your neighbors. We had people provide hand sanitizers, hang in the lifts, so that any other resident can use them who needs them. We had people who would knock on the doors of old folks, make sure that they're okay. This is a sign that we are one people. We are not so many strangers living in one place. We are so many members of one family living in one nation. It's extraordinary. It is not a natural state of affairs. It took hard work and a lot of collective effort to create this and to keep it going now for 60 years. Hence, SG60, we are having a celebration. We needed good people to be elected time and again into government, and renewed new generations of promising people to come in and prove themselves and to induct further new generations. And they needed to work hard and deliver and earn the trust of Singaporeans. But we have now kept this going for 60 years. In Chinese, they say, 一个甲子. 60 years, one zodiac, big cycle, almost 3 generations of people. We have to keep it going for as long as we can. We've come out of COVID, but we've gone into a completely changed world. You've heard of Liberation Day, 2nd of April. You've heard of all the tariffs which have come in, the trade wars between US and China. People talk about a new world order. Actually, there's no new world order. The old order disappeared. The new status is disorder. And we hope one day an order will come, but for now it's disorder, chaos, confusion, and bad news for small countries like Singapore. So we need the strongest possible team to head off these unprecedented challenges. We need a government with a clear mandate to act effectively on your behalf, to secure your interests, to tackle all our domestic issues, cost of living, housing, healthcare costs, stress, work-life balance, and everything which Singaporeans worry about. And we need to secure investments and jobs for Singaporeans. Because if we don't have jobs, if we don't have economy growing, I think everything else is much harder. But unfortunately, getting investments and jobs is going to be much harder than before. First, all the MNCs are holding back, unsure what's going to happen, hesitating, wait and see. So the numbers of investment projects are already less. Secondly, with the disruptions and the confusions, they will think very carefully, where do I put these investments? And they will ask themselves, if I put it into Singapore, how stable is the government? How much support does the government have? How capable are the ministers? And even if they're not thinking of new investments, they are reviewing their existing portfolio. They said, I've got $5 billion in Singapore. Is that place safe or not? And if they conclude it is not quite as safe as it used to be, then neither is that investment as safe for us as it should be. And it may move elsewhere, or it may stop growing. In either case, it's no good for us. No good for workers, no good for Singapore. So we have to be able to give the best possible answers to these searching questions which we must expect investors to be asking of us. And the way to give them a good answer is to put the right vote day after tomorrow at the polls. Investors are not the only ones who look at us and scrutinize us. Other countries do too. We have to hold our own internationally. We are a small country. People can easily forget to invite you to a meeting. But we get invited to meetings because they hold us in some regard, and they hold our leaders in some regard. But when we meet at meetings, we assess one another. I read my brief, he reads his brief. My brief tells me about his politics. His brief tells him about my politics. And I read the brief will say, he looks okay, but he's got a very difficult election coming up, or he has just had a very difficult election and somebody is challenging him, and he may not be here in a few months' time. We meet. I say hello, he says hello. We are very polite to each other. Of course, between leaders, we are all, most of the time, polite to each other. But I know, you know. And if I think you are not going to be there in a year's time or 5 years' time, I have to make my calculations, and when I deal with you a certain way, because you can't commit, you can't promise, you can say yes. How can you deliver? Similarly, if they look at us and conclude that the Singapore PM cannot deliver for Singapore, what's the point of talking to the Singapore PM? So, what happens within Singapore, the elections, their results are being watched very carefully by investors, by foreign leaders, and will have a big impact on Singapore, on your lives. And therefore, please make sure that we send the right signal internationally. This exceptional state of affairs is our superpower. Other people can see it. Can they imitate it? You try. Cannot. It takes 60 years to build and to come here. You lose it, it's gone, and we will have lost it too. Keep it. I ask for your help to keep Singapore exceptional to keep your government exceptional. Not to reward the PAP for anything which it may have done, but for your own sake, because to deal with this world, to succeed in this world, you need an exceptional team and an exceptional quality of government. And the PAP will do our best to provide you that. The opposition asks you to vote in more alternate voices, just like most other democracies in the world. Yes, opposition parties and opposition MPs have a role to play. That's the way our democracies work. And the PAP accepts that opposition MPs will, for the foreseeable future, be in the parliament. They are here to stay. They are not going to disappear. We fight in every constituency, including the opposition wards. We know that we have a tough job. We fight, and we expect that they will still be there after the election in quite a number of places. So we welcome alternative voices to speak up. We listen to all of them, and if they make sense, we will take the views in wherever they may come from. But if we become an ordinary country, an ordinary democracy, then our performance, I can tell you, will become ordinary. And you'd have to be prepared for that. And if our performance is ordinary, many of the things we have gotten used to, the quality of education, the quality of housing, the quality of healthcare, the quality of government, the standing in the world, your red passport will not be the same as before. So there are no lack of examples of what can go wrong in ordinary democracies. It doesn't mean if you have more opposition MPs, everything becomes fine in the country. In fact, more things can go wrong. You have divisions. You have factions. You have constant turnover of leaders. Your policies chop and change. One government comes in, he says, I join climate change. I subscribe to that. Next government comes in and says, I leave the treaty. Next government comes back, maybe it joins again. Where is the country going to go? How can I calculate on you? There'll be no long-term plans. So if big countries do this, well, maybe they muddle along, one day they come out from the troubles. If Singapore does this, we go into these troubles, we will never come out. It would have been very different the last 60 years, and we would not have made it here today. Why am I emphasizing this time? Because this election is so hotly contested. And all the opposition parties are making the same pitch. PAP is good. The PAP should form the next government. But please give me a few more seats. We can check them harder, make them even better. Don't worry, I won't turn them out. You will still have them as government. And some Singaporeans have bought into this argument, believing that we can have our cake and eat it. And therefore, we have a tough fight in many constituencies. And many experienced ministers and MPs face intense contests, as well as quite a few promising new candidates. So this year's election outcome makes all the difference for our future. It's not whether we win a few more seats or a few less seats for the PAP. Just suppose we lost a few more GRCs and a few more ministers and promising new MPs. What signal would we be sending to the world? What would happen to our chances of seeing through these troubles safely? How would this help us to protect jobs, secure fresh investments, make better plans, build a better future for ourselves? Please think about all these. Tomorrow is cooling off day. Wake up calmly, think about it calmly before you vote on Saturday. For 40 years, since I first entered politics, I have done my best to help to make Singapore exceptional and to keep Singapore exceptional. And I ask you, please, to help me and to help PM Lawrence Wong and his team keep Singapore exceptional for as long as we can. This will always require capable, committed, exceptional people, honest in government. A capable PM, extremely hard to find. Capable key ministers, also very hard to find. A whole team of good ministers and MPs working cohesively together, equally difficult, maybe even harder. The PAP has done our part. We've kept faith. We've done right by Singaporeans. And we've identified and inducted young and capable people to take the country forward, to take over from us, the next generation, with the same zeal, with renewed resolve, so that we can keep on serving Singapore well and keep on winning your mandate every 5 years. So your vote will decide whether we are able to keep Singapore exceptional, keep the Singapore miracle going for another 5 years, at least. Help us to do this, just as our predecessors and our forebears worked together to do this, so that our children and our grandchildren can inherit a much better Singapore than we have been able to have. And let them take our nation forward for many years to come. Thank you very much, and Majulah Singapura.